saw it straight from the beginning. We winning, we winning, we winning. Pulling up and everything. Stop
And
top,
it's the
we
man of the
ain't
hour, the man with the power, the man too sweet to be sour. Your host, Will Smith. We on IntellectualRadio.com. We talking cool. How y'all doing? And it's been a lot going on. I'm gonna jump right into some things. Because I want to be quick and abbreviated on this show. But I want to talk about, man, just check in, fellas. You know, this is a show talking cool. For men, whether you've been just as involved, whether you're young, whether you middle age or older, if you're just trying to elevate, this is the show for you. So any ladies, I mean, the topics are apropos as well. But if you got sons or brothers or anybody, man, shoot them these episodes, pass it along. Let them know that it's something for us, by us out there in the community on the airwaves. And this message today, this show today is sponsored by Concepts Outside of Ordinary Limits, also known as Cool. Cool Therapy is Black-owned, Black therapists helping people be better. And they can be reached at 708-405-9569. Again, Concepts Outside of Ordinary Limits, licensed therapists, Black-owned, Black therapist, male, 708-405-9569, helping people be better. Yeah. So let's just check in, man. It's been a lot. I wasn't going to talk about this today, but I think I can tie it all into what my main topic is. But as I was coming into the studio and I came through the door and I said it before, I would kind of never let this mic magnetize me no more, but it's enticing me and it's inviting me to rhyme and discuss this matter. The NBA, fellas, I can't do a show, without talking about what's been happening. Some brothers have been arrested by the FBI on gambling and conspiracy and fraud by the FBI. And so I was thinking, man, I started having some thoughts. And so I want brothers to hold on because NBA season just started. They waited to after the opening night and they arrested them, the very day after their first game. They probably had all the information that they needed to arrest them weeks ago. But this was intentional. And so I always wonder what's really going on. And so and then I saw the FBI head come out and he started talking about the case, and which is not an FBI thing. Man, let me tell y'all something, man. We have brothers, we got to pay attention to the landscape of America. All right. I was thinking that how he came, I'm a retired federal officer of 23 years. And doing press conferences, that's just not what we do. So for them, the FBI is arresting people all day, every day, 24/7, 365 days out the year. The FBI is pulling up on somebody. So I was wondering what made this so unique that they had to do a press conference. Man, you always got to wonder. And so I was thinking, I looked and I said, I listened to him say they arrested 30 people, but only 3 of them was talked about. And these 3 just happened to be Black men. That's a red flag to me. Because the NBA is composed of majority African American males. And so they is gambling an issue in the NBA. Is the NBA for take? Is it on the take? Are they blowing games? That's the narrative that's put out there. Because the majority of the players are African American males. And so then I started to think, well, who are the other people? Because they said the investigation has been going on for 2 years. And from 2 years of investigating, you only come up with 2 current NBA players and 1 NBA coach. 3 cats. Y'all been investigating with all the resources at your disposal. You can get wiretaps. You can follow them around. You got criminal informants. You got all this stuff going on. and you come up with three cats associated with the NBA that just happen to be brothers, and you post their pictures up. You show them being arrested. You show them coming out of court. Now they said 30 people. We ain't heard no names of these other 30 people. We ain't seen no pictures of these other 30 people. All he did was say some affiliations of the mob. But they got names. He could have just said some people affiliated with the NBA. Pay attention, fellas, to the landscape of what's going on because things may start to shift. We got to watch it. We really got to watch how they and everybody makes a lot of noise when they want to say you're guilty, but I thought we was innocent until proven guilty. Everybody want to show the cameras. Everybody want to do a press release. Everybody want to talk about it on their show when they say they might be guilty. But watch. But watch if these cases are found to be innocent. Watch how little coverage there is. Watch how it just goes off the radar really, really quick. Because nobody is going to come back to vindicate them and apologize and say we sorry. And they're not going to give them the money back for the lawyers and the attorneys that they had to pay for. Just watch what happened. Now, if they're guilty, they're guilty. If you're guilty, you're guilty. But just it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Watch it, brothers, because the landscape could start to shift. Because they are already going after brown people on the streets already. They said that they was going after the most dangerous, the heinous, the killers, the rapists, the robbers, and they snatching up people at Home Depot who just trying to get a day job to help their family. They rolling up in broad daylight. They running up on schools. They running up in communities. Man, ain't nothing about what they doing tactical. I mean, the people are at jeopardy. The bystanders are at jeopardy. But I thought with all my training, the main person we always wanted to go home with the feds was us. And the way they running up is so untactical, so unsafe for them. I mean, they taking these people out on the street. You can take them at home. If you've been watching them, you know where they live at. You can take them in the morning. You can take them in the evening at night. But you're trying to make a statement and you're taking them in broad daylight with everybody around. And you don't care who get ran over by your car. You don't care who you hit with the tear gas. Watch the landscape as they shift from that being their attention to who next on the list is the brothers. So let's start to do some things. Let's start to put them because brothers, we ain't been in the news. And we ain't not rioting out there. We ain't shutting down downtowns. We not breaking no glasses. We not tearing up no buildings. Man, we ain't really been in the news. Somebody might have noticed that. And that's not cool. So they got to keep us in a negative light. So watch the landscape, but just watch and watch yourself because we might be next on we've already been on an agenda because what we see them doing now, they've been popping out on us for years, for decades, for centuries. They've been arresting us without cause, without due process for centuries. No ID. Come on, you coming for centuries. We'll see if we can't find something to charge you with once we get you to the station. Oh, come on. This is old hat. We done seen this playbook before. But watch what's happening now. Watch the landscape as they start to shift because they always need some diversions for what's really going on. Watch yourselves, brothers. And this brings me to the topic of my show. Well, kind of, sort of, not in a way. It kind of brings me. I do want to make mention that everybody in America should be happy about something. And for all those who know the show, all those who watch, all those who listen, the Dallas Cowboys, also known as America's team, as we are in the midst of this football season, they managed to win last week. America's team is back on top. America's team is back in its winning ways, and we got a big matchup coming up this week. But America's team, everybody should be in a happier state. I'm happier on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays when the Cowboys win, and I know America is too. And so, and they had a loss the previous week, but the win last week kind of ties into the topic. If these NBA players are vindicated and found to be innocent, because just because you charged don't mean you did it, you innocent until proven guilty. But the damage as far as your reputation and the money that you lose uh, can be done. But brothers, sisters, young boys, older guys, man, what you got going on? What you going through? I'm gonna start this episode by reading this poem. It says, "I've been scared and battered. My hopes the wind and scattered. The snow has frizzed me. The sun has baked me. Looks like between them both, they done tried to make me stop laughing, stop loving, stop living. But I don't care. I'm still here." Yeah, that's a poem by Langston Hughes. It's called "I'm Still Here." I've been scared and I've been battered. My hopes the wind and scattered. The snow has frizzed me, the sun has baked me. Looks like between them both, they done tried to make me stop laughing. Tried to make me stop loving. Tried to make me stop living. But I don't care. I'm still here. Oh man, everybody, for a few moments, the topic of this show is something I feel that everybody got to have. We all gonna need it at one point or another. I call it the BBA. The BBA. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you have bounce back ability? Yeah, in this life that we live, you will need to have bounce back ability. Yeah, I can snap back, and we good at clapping back and letting people know how we really feel. And my name is Will Smith, so we ain't no strangers to slapping back. People, if they get on our nerves, if they say something, but can you bounce back? See, that's what it's all about. Can you bounce back? There is nobody who is anybody that at one point or another has not had to bounce back from something. And so the word that I want to use is resilience. Oh man, resilience. Resilience is the ability, the capacity to withstand, to recover from difficulties, the ability to spring back into shape, elasticity. Oh man, if y'all can get anything from this show, if brothers, if you go get you a t-shirt made, if you get a tattoo on your arm, tat it across your chest. Don't get a teardrop. Don't get a star put on you. Put the word resilient, resilience, resilience, the ability, the capacity to withstand whatever comes your way, to recover from those difficulties. The topic of the show, the ability to bounce back. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Just want to remind you, sometimes they try to throw you to the wolves, but that's okay because if you're resilient, if you remember the words of this show, I got to bounce back. I can bounce back. I will bounce back. When they throw you to the wolves, it's okay because you can come back the pack leader. See, they didn't threw many people through the wolves, but they didn't go down. They came back, the leader of the pack. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. One of my favorite movies. I'm a movie buff. Rocky, one, two, three. And four. Only four because when I was a kid, me and my cousin Bernard, when we had to, back in the day when you had to stay at grandma's house for the summer, she only had the DVD of Rocky Four. And so she had no other DVDs. That was only the. So we watched that like every night when Apollo Creed got killed. But in Rocky, he said it's not how hard you can get. He said it's not how hard you can hit somebody. It's how hard you can get hit and stand back up and keep fighting. Oh, yeah, yeah. It's not how hard you can hit somebody. It's about how hard you can get hit and stand back up and keep fighting. That's what this life is all about. That's what's going to separate you from everybody else. That's what's going to give you the ability to rise to the top. Bounce back ability. Do you got it? I don't know. That's a question you got to ask yourself. Do you have it? Yeah. This is Will Smith, not the actor. This is Talking Cool, my show, and we on the biggest, the baddest, number one black owned, black operated podcast station in the nation. And even some might say the world. We on IntellectualRadio.com. And we talking about having bounce back ability. Do you have bounce back ability? Do you have resilience? I mean, man, we can even go to biblical times where it says life is full of trouble. Uh, uh, Life is full of days, and those days are filled with trouble. So when things happen, if all we do is complain and gripe and trip about it, and if we give up, then we get sucked up. Remember that song back in the day? I ever wondered that the hood would take me under. And sometimes we let the problems in life take us under. But I'm here to tell you, you can, you will succeed, overcome if you hold on. So, but I don't know. I don't. How do I overcome? Eh, Man, first thing you got to ask yourself, I always say is, what's my plan? Oh man, now, where there is no vision, the people perish. You gotta have a plan. There's nothing that ever happened that caused a change, that caused people to be better, that progressed somebody. They didn't have a plan. I don't care if it's in sports. I'm about to watch these Cowboys take on somebody on Sunday. The defense got a plan. The offense got a plan. Everybody got a plan. The individuals players have a plan on who they matching up against. The NBA season has started. Everybody got a plan. The Democrats got a plan. The Republicans got a plan. Everybody got a plan. Everybody who's trying to do something got a plan. So if you're going to bounce back, it ain't going to just happen. What's your plan? Plot it out. Use the gifts that God gave you, the talent, the energy, the effort. What's your plan? Because you probably done did it before. Bounce back. Then write it down. I always tell people to write it down. Write it down. If you write it down, because the paper to pen becomes therapeutic, and you writing it down. Now you remember, you see, and you're intentional about what your plan is. And then mark your progress. Man, you it's people bouncing back in the midst of bouncing back right now. But you ain't been marking your progress. I work with people, I counsel people, I do therapy with people who struggle with some substance abuse. And many of them, as they go on this sobriety tip, they'll get a calendar and they'll start Xing off days that they didn't use, Xing off days that I didn't use. And it goes from 1 day to 3 days to 6 days. And they looking at it, man, I done went 2 weeks without using. Wow. I didn't know if I can go 2 days, 2 hours. Wait a minute, I'm at 2 months without using. Wait, I'm doing this. I'm marking. I don't get, if you bowl, they mark it off when you get a strike. You get X after X after X after X. They marking it for you because it means something when you are progressing. It means something. When you watch the dude on the Dodgers who was striking everybody out, he had 10 strikeouts. But on the board, all you saw was X, X, X. They keeping tabs on the good things. When you're doing good things and when you got a plan and you write it down and you making progress, man, write that stuff out so you can see what's going on and be intentional. Don't just be haphazard. Don't just be willy-nilly. Don't just be in the wind. Man, be intentional about everything, anything that you do is to help your cause to be on the incline from who you hanging with, when you hanging, what you watching, what you listening to. Who you getting advice from? Man, it got to be intentional. You can't be getting advice from people who losing. All your boys ain't got no job, but that's who you getting advice from. They done broke up with their girl, and you going to them for relationship advice. What's going on? Man, be intentional. And I was at this fundraiser the other day for my next point. I was at a fundraiser for uh, uh, a program that helps individuals who are releasing from prison. It provides them with housing. It provides them with work skills training. It provides them with mental health, substance abuse treatment. It provides them with so many things. And I was at the fundraiser with them, and I was talking to some of the participants in the program. It was a really big thing. They had some heavy hitters was there. They were serving really good entrees and hors d'oeuvres and things like that. And I was talking to one of the brothers who was in the program, and he was saying how he's maintained his sobriety. He was saying how he's got his license. He was saying how he don't use drugs no more. He was saying how he's staying at the program. Not because he has to, because it's in his best interest for stability and to keep him away from negative influence. And he said, I'm working on getting this and getting that, and I'm just once I get this $500, but man, I'm just moving in slow motion. I said, how long, brother, you been out? He said, man, I just been out since January. I said, well, it's just October, and you done been out. You done stay free because the recidivism rate is super high. You done stay free. You done got with a program. You got stable housing. He actually in school right now, like you in school, like and you got your vision for your business and what you need to have done. Man, you gotta give yourself some credit. Man, one thing we bad at is giving ourselves some credit. I mean, those are major milestones to get out of, I mean, just to make it out of prison after umpteenth years. Man, everybody ain't doing that. Everybody ain't making it out. Then you done stayed out. Everybody ain't doing that. Some people going right back. Then you then humbled yourself and got with this program. It ain't home. It ain't staying with auntie. It ain't staying with mama. You staying with this program because you saying I need help. I can't do this alone. Oh man, that's progress. So many people keep going back and forth, spinning their wheels and going nowhere because they don't want to reach out and use some of the resources out there for help. And then you telling me you in school and you done sent off for your license for this and for your license for that, and you didn't got them, and you only been out 9 months. Man, you're not moving slow. You moving intentional, and intentional takes time, man. So all my people out there, man, what I'm telling you is, what's your plan? I'm telling you to write it down. I'm telling you to mark your progress. I'm saying be intentional. Give yourself credit for what you're doing. And don't get caught up in this thing. My next point is of ain't nobody helping me out. I gotta go it alone. Nobody is here to help me. Then nobody believe in me. I mean, I got to do it by myself. Well, if you got to do it by yourself, then damn it, do it by yourself. You don't need nobody to achieve your dream. When you dreamed of doing whatever you're doing, how many people did you dream of in your dream, giving you this or giving you that? No, no, no. You dreamed of achieving whatever it is. So if you gotta go it alone, then you go it alone. I'm talking about being able to bounce back and resiliency. Y'all go it alone. Man, look, there was a dude whose daddy left him when he was 2 years old. Then later on in life, the same dude, his mother died from cancer. Daddy left him at 2. Mama died from cancer. Man, those are hardships. Those are tragedies. But he went on to become the president of the United States of America. The dude name was Barack Obama. Daddy laughed at that too. Mama died of cancer. Resiliency and bounce back ability. You gotta have it. It's not how hard you can hit somebody. It's how hard you can get hit. Get back up and keep fighting. So if you gotta go it alone, if those the cards that you've been dealt, it don't mean it's impossible. It just means you gotta go it alone. And that's okay because it makes the victory, it makes the end result even more sweeter. I hear everybody say, I'm a self-made man, I'm self-made, I'm self-made. All right, self-made means you self-made. I mean, you gotta do it on your own. But I promise you, I know for sure, I'm a living witness that the more you do to elevate yourself, the more people will be willing to help you out. And you ain't gonna even have to ask. Mm. The better you do, the stronger you stay, the more doors will be open for you. And you ain't gonna even have to knock. And if I'm lying, I'm flying. And you can contact me and let me know Will you're wrong. But now I'm talking about from this day forward. I ain't talking about the last 40 years of your life. I'm talking about from this day forward. But I'm gonna hold you to the test. I'm gonna ask you some questions. But if you gotta go it alone, then go it alone. I mean, Jesus went to down the Calvary alone. And they was hammering him a lot. You know, none of them disciples was with him. They didn't help him carry the cross. We gotta go alone, go alone. It's a whole bunch of people going to prison. It's a whole bunch of people standing on the corner. It's a whole bunch of people getting shot up, locked up, doped up. Man, maybe the best thing for us is to have to do some things alone. Oh, I think I just said something right there. I think, man, y'all can hit the rewind when y'all get the chance because that was real strong right there. That's not in my notes. That's just something that came to me. I got the gift and I got to use it. Yeah. You got to go it alone. Go it alone. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. You can control your attitude. Oh man, bouncing back is what's your attitude? You know, are you bitter now? Are you angry now? Are you untrusting now? Have you lost your confidence? Have you lost your belief? What's your attitude? Resiliency, being able to bounce back. If it ain't no test, it ain't no testimony. I'm gonna say it again. If it ain't no test, it ain't no testimony. And the greater the challenger, the greater the champion. Ah, yeah. Bounce back ability. Maybe you were passed for a promotion. Maybe you weren't given the accolades that you felt you deserved. Maybe things were happening so fast and you think that life is passing you by and but the dream ain't over until you say it's over. Mm, mm. Oh yeah, bounce back ability. That's what we're talking about. This is Will Smith, not the actor. We talking cool, baby. This is my show, Talking Cool, IntellectualRadio.com. We can be found with any podcast I found because worldwide, worldwide. All right, so look, check this out. There was a song back in the day. Y'all know the song. It went like this. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind. Da 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 da. And every time I walk into the building, everybody hands go up. Remember, all I do is win, win, win. That's what he said. Man, let me tell y'all something. That's the biggest lie I done never heard. It was a nice song. I like the song. But really, nobody wins all the time. Nobody winning all the time. So make sure you understand this. You got to have bounce back ability. Yeah, like that. My producer wanted to be. We winning, we winning, we winning. Now we gonna win, but ain't nobody winning all the time. Yeah, I'm gonna prove my point. See, because what happens is we get caught up in the glory but we miss the story. that I was I- we get caught up in the glory, but we miss their story. And we just want the glory part, but we don't see the story part of what they had to bounce back from. I think I just said something. Preach, Will. This ain't church, but you preaching anyway. All right, I got you. Muhammad Ali was stripped of his title. Everybody know that. He didn't lose. He was a heavyweight champion of the world. This is one of the stories that you've heard of before. Because he refused to fight in the war, they stripped him of his title. But he said the truth came to power, then power came to the truth. And he was vindicated, given the opportunity to fight again, won the championship. We're talking bounce back ability. He was going against the federal government at a time where black people don't fight the government. It wasn't a black person that made the song "I Fought the Law and the Law Won," because we don't sing about it because that's just the way of living. If you can make a song that say "I fought the law and the law won," that means sometimes you fought the law and you won. Well, we don't have that experience. That's usually not the case, especially back in the Muhammad Ali days. But we're talking resilience. We're talking bounce back ability. The BBA. Oh, one of my favorite stories, bounce back. Jordan. Remember? Jordan had won 3 championships. Then his dad was killed. Wait a minute. He didn't plan on that. Wait a minute. That wasn't a self-inflicted wound. Wait a minute. He didn't make a mistake. He didn't do nothing wrong. Man, he had to deal with one of the hardest things that any of us has to deal with, and that is death, grieving, loss. And he just happened to be the most popular person in the world. But guess what? He licked his wounds. He said his prayers. He got with his family. He did what he needed to do. And then what? I think the press release said, "I'm back." Mm. The press release said, "I'm back." And even when he came back, though, remember, he got trounced and bounced that first year from the playoffs. Remember the story. My daddy just died. I gotta take care of my mom. I gotta take care of my siblings. I can't even. They got helicopters flying over the cemetery. They got helicopters flying where we. Man, I gotta tell people, this is not a moment to be taking pictures. I'm like, wait, my daddy just died. What am I gonna do? What are we gonna do without daddy? Bounce back ability came back a year and a half later. 3 more championships. Man, that's bouncing back. Don't mean it was easy. Don't mean he wasn't hurting. Don't mean it wasn't times that he was crying post game, after the game, during the season. And then people forget. All I do is win, win, win. No, when the Bulls used to get trounced by the Boston Celtics from the playoffs, they used to get trounced by the Detroit Lions. But we remember the glory, but we don't remember the story of what he had to go through to win. Oh, yeah. I'm just gonna give a few more examples because we forget one of the greatest shooters of our times is Steph Curry. And we see him out there shooting threes from half court. We see him coming in the gym, shoot. You gotta guard him from full court because he can shoot from anywhere on the court. We see him winning championship after championship, looking sweet, shooting a three in your face, taking you off the dribble, heading back down the court, shimmying, doing the shimmy on you, doing the shimmy on you as he's heading down. He's an MVP, 3-time world champion. But that's the glory. But a lot of people don't know the story. Y'all know Steph Curry has had at least 3 ankle surgeries on the same ankle since he's been in the NBA. He had a surgery in 2012 on his right ankle. He had a surgery in 2017 on his right ankle. He had a surgery in 2021 on his right ankle. You don't think the doctors was telling him, "Son, maybe you ought to consider stepping away from the game"? You don't think somebody was telling him, "Mm, I don't know if you're gonna ever get once we put these screws in there, once we do this, we don't know if you're gonna have the career that you kind of won't have because of that rugged NBA schedule? You think he didn't doubt, man, am I going to be able to in 2012, am I going to be able to pursue my dream of being an NBA champion, of being an all-star, MVP, winning championships? We know the glory, but man, you got to know the story. Because if you know the story, man, you can draw motivation from these type of things. I'm a step away from sports. Well, y'all talk about sports. I ain't into sports. Okay, I give you one. Dr. Dre be making the hits for a whole bunch of people. When you need a hit, who you go see? Go see the doctor. Y'all know in 2008, his 21-year-old brother was killed, beat down in the street. That's in 2008. No, I'm sorry, that was in 1989. That's when he was about to blow up. That's when NWA was doing their thing. In 1989, he had a 21-year-old brother that was beat down in the street and killed. Dr. Dre. And then in 2008, he had a 20-year-old son that was found dead in the home, deceased by the mother. A 20-year, man, we're talking about tragedy. We talking about things that had nothing to do with you. You was just minding your own business, trying to be successful, and you get a call. So many of us have had that call. Can you bounce back? Resiliency. That's what we're talking about. And I'm gonna leave y'all with one more because this is one of my favorite ones right here. It was this dude called, his name was Michael Vick. He was drafted into the NFL in 2001 by the Atlanta Falcons. He had went to 3 Pro Bowls. He had 2 playoff runs. He even took the Atlanta to the NFC Championship. But then y'all know the story. Some of y'all know the story. Google him. He was on the Madden cover for the PlayStation game and everything. He had just signed a humongous contract. There was no bigger player in the league than Michael Vick. In 2007, though, pled guilty to involvement in a dog fighting ring. Dog fighting, self-inflicted wounds, poor associations, hanging with the wrong people, making poor decisions. Self-inflicted. Spent 21 months in prison, 21 months in jail. And as soon as he got released, guess what the Falcons did? They took his deal. Like, shout out to Meek Mills, who said what they do now, like Colin Kaepernick, they take your deal. They took his deal from him. And so now he's contractless. All the money. In fact, they even said, you need to give us some of that signing bonus back. Bruh, not only we taking your deal, we want our money back. Yeah, Michael Vick was they didn't even want him, like he couldn't even be around animals. Like it was such an outrage. They didn't even want him around animals. Man, talk about being down. Talk about being out. But guess what happened? He put in some work. He had a plan. He stuck to it. He wrote it down. He believed in himself. 2009, he got picked up by the Philadelphia Eagles, of all teams. Y'all know I can't stand the Eagles. They got picked up by the Eagles. They gave him a shot. I mean, now, they gave him a shot. I mean, it was people boycotting, picketing outside the stadium. It was people saying they'll never come to a Eagles game again. People saying they're gonna stop watching the NFL because you done hired a convicted felon who was contributing to dog fighting and dogs being killed. Michael Vick. But guess what? In 2010, he got put on the Eagles at 2009. Then they had to put him in the game. There was some things happened. They had to put him in the game because they signed him to be a backup. By 2010, y'all, Michael Vick was awarded the Comeback Player of the Year award. In the same year, he received the Burt Bell Award, and that's given to the NFL Player of the Year. So he got the Comeback Player of the Year, and then he got the NFL Player of the Year, which is the Burt Bell Award. And this award is voted on by the NFL owners, by the NFL coaches, by the national media. Man, we talking back, bounce back ability. And now he's even coaching a college team. And guess what? They even started letting Michael Vick, he adopted a pet dog. When you talk about full circle, when you talk about doing a 180, when you talk about bouncing back from the depths of despair, man, you can do it. If they can do it, you can do it. Resilience, bounce back. Yeah. If I can't help you out, y'all, if anything, when you all listen to this show, I wanna hope you out. And if you keep the resilience that you need, I read somewhere it says, the first shall be last, and the last though they gonna be first. I like that. I like that. When you get when you resilient, when you trying to bounce back, you can go from overlooked to being overbooked. Oh, yeah. They was overlooking you before, and now you done bounce back. You got so many appointments, you got so much business. Now you're overbooked. With resilience, you can go from a nobody to a somebody, from rags to riches, from the outhouse to the penthouse, from a hoopty to a Bentley. And if you can't go to a Bentley, just going to a Chevy or a Ford or Audi, that ain't bad. I like the song that said it went from bitter to sweet, from starve to eat, get numbers from women that were once hard to meet. Oh yeah, I remember that song. Bounce back ability. Man, you can go from having no rank to people asking you what you think. What you think? Oh, and hey, thank you. I wasn't really paying attention, but y'all value my opinion. I remember when nobody wanted to know what I thought. Oh, well, I think this. From worst to first, bounce back ability. Yeah. That's what we're talking about on this show. You can, you will, you are able. You know, in this thing called life. You know, you got to make your dreams come true. They don't just come true. You got to make them come true. And it's that old saying that says, hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard. I don't care how much talent you got. You got to work hard. Bounce back from the nose. Bounce back from the people who said, we don't like your style. We don't like your flow. We don't like what you're doing. We don't like your concept. Bounce back from the things that have tried to press you down and put you down in life, and put out positive energy. Positive energy. So you can bounce back. Martin Luther King said, if you can't fly, you got to run. But if you can't run, then you can walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, keep moving. Oh, bounce back ability. You got it in you. You got it in you. Yeah. And so as we close the show, just want to remind you, concepts outside of ordinary limits, Black therapists, Black owned, 708 405 9569. And this is your man with the plan, Will Smith, on my podcast, Talking Cool. And we on IntellectualRadio.com. And as every show ends, I will end it with this. W.E.B. Du Bois said, there's no stronger force known to the world than a man determined to rise. Bounce back ability. And we out of here. I'm on the radio.
Stop talking and did it. Remember they ain't wanna listen. Now they gotta pay attention. Young is on a mission. We win it, we win it, we win it. We win it, we win it. We win it, we win it, we win it. I get it, I get it. Day and night I go get it. Remember they ain't wanna listen. Now they gotta pay attention. Young